Hello, everyone, and welcome to a recap video where I will be talking about 3 episodes of Season 17 of Naked and Afraid, specifically episodes 5, 6, and 7. I know previously in another video I talked about not liking to do one-off episodes, and I'd prefer a season of the same people. And I just decided, you know what, it's time to adapt, it's time to branch out, and I'm going to be talking about one-off episodes, and it's going to be great because season 17 is great. Now, the first episode I'm going to be talking about is season 17, episode 5 of Naked and Afraid, Runaway Bride, featuring Steven and Sunny. Now, the reason for the name of the episode is because Sunny decided to delay her wedding to take on this challenge. And also, Steven is a newlywed at the time of filming, so that was a nice little, through line for both their stories because she's about to get married, he's already married. Fun times. Now, they are dropped off in Colombia and are to make it 21 days. Spoiler alert, they both make it and they both see an increase in their PSR. They're both very hardworking. Sunny kind of burns out, but she's able to make it to the end, which is really good. Steven is from England, and he's a really, really hard worker. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him on an XL in the near future. Not the most recent XL, but maybe an XL after that. He could probably become a legend at some point because he's just a go-getter, very hardworking. He is just go, go, go at all times. He managed to catch an iguana with the trap he made. He was out there fishing, and he managed to catch a few fish, which is really great. And there was a post made by him or Sunny where they had caught a lot more food, they had a lot more fruit. I believe Steven made pottery out of clay, and there was just a lot more successes to the challenge than what was shown, but luckily they both made it, and we saw snippets of Sunny's wedding. And my assumption to why Sunny's hair is tied back the way it is during the challenge is because she didn't want it to get too messed up by the environment so that when the time of her wedding comes, the hair wouldn't be too much of an issue to deal with. Now, the next episode, it says season 17, episode 7, but Discovery switched the 2 episodes and didn't really edit the episodes correctly until the last minute. But this is season 17, episode 6. This is Harder Than It Looks, where Billy and Sam are dropped off in South Africa and are expected to survive 14 days for the fan challenge. And spoiler alert, they both make it the 14 days, which is good. And first for Naked and Afraid, they actually find food right when they get to camp because they find quote-unquote walking catfish, because catfish are known to go from one pond to another to get resources. And so while 2 catfish were trying to pond hop or walk or whatnot, Billy captures them. Billy is also a fisherman, by the way. And so because they weren't hungry that first day, they decided to tie the fish up and eat them the next day. Unfortunately, one of the 2 fish does not make it, but they still have a feast on that first catfish. And I believe, in my opinion, that Billy was kind of set up for the quote-unquote overconfidence edit, because in the beginning he talks about making Mother Nature his B word. He says that he is going to reach legend status similar to EJ and Matt. Now, I know there are probably some Franken sentencing going on, or cutting up different sentences he said to make a full sentence. So I don't know if that's exactly what he said, but I think he had enough material for the quote-unquote overconfidence edit. So that was unfortunate for him because the fans were kind of throwing shade at him after the episode aired because of what he said. And the reason why I say Franken sentence is because he mentions EJ and Matt several times, 2 to 3, and they sound all the sentences sound the same the way he says it. There's not really a difference in him talking about Matt and EJ, so I think they might have taken that, copy and pasted it, cut up the sentences, but I think that Billy doesn't deserve the hate that he's getting. Good for him for making it. He also caught a fit while he was, not a fit, he caught a fish while he was there. And so he was able to succeed, and good for him. If he is that overconfident, then maybe he'll be brought back to show off his skills on a 21-day challenge. maybe this is what production wants. They want people to talk about him so they can eventually maybe give him a villain edit in a future challenge. Hopefully not. Billy seems like a nice person. There was also a point where Sam kind of had to tiptoe around him because he seemed kind of moody and hangry at one point, but Billy hinted that there was more to that discussion than meets the eye. And Sam had a great attitude the whole time. She was very cool, calm, and collected. So good for them for making it through the challenge. Now, season 17, episode 7, Put Up or Shut Up, featuring the Malu Beyonce. I know Malu because we've chatted before. And she also has the Oh Heck Naa podcast where she discusses lots of naked and afraid topics. I also have a podcast, Pop Culture Curiosities. There are 3 episodes relating to Naked and Afraid if you want to check them out. But also go check out Oh Heck Naa with Malu and Debbie. And they discuss lots of episodes. And this episode is very much, we are armchair survivalists, and we don't want to make the same mistakes everyone else did. It is a 14-day challenge in Colombia, and her partner is Kyle, who seems like a cool dude. And during their challenge, they had a few tiffs early on because of the way that Kyle made the shelter for the fire, because it ended up raining a lot, and so Kyle pushed the fire to the back of the shelter he made for it. But then Lou was talking about how she was cold and wet, and with the fire being far away, it kind of made her even colder. And so they argued a little bit, but luckily they were able to make up. They had coconuts at their location. They were able to find crab, and Malu's duct tape really came in handy for a lot of building that they did. And Kyle did a great job building the shelters. He works in construction, so he was able to show off those skills. And maybe we'll see Kyle in the future. We shall see. But Malu has said that she does not want to do any more challenges. But luckily, they both completed the challenge. That's right. All 6 survivalists I discussed in this episode made it through their challenges, increasing their PSRs. Will we see them in the future? Who knows? Hopefully. I would think that production would, have Steven, maybe Billy, maybe Kyle come back. Sunny, Sam, and not Malu. Sunny and Sam would do great as well with their very calm attitudes. And Steven would be a great partner to anyone he pairs up with. And with that, I have finished talking about the episodes. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment nice things, and subscribe. And click the next video if it's mine. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.